Welcome everybody to a Q&A session with Hollow Gelato. We were just laughing. That's why I'm probably crying right now, because this guy nonstop. It's like I'm his yin to his yang. I can't do this.
Honestly, folks, like literally the three of us, me, conductor, and Tommy, like we were just like
I'm dying.
we were just like shooting the crap, like we were just like talking and everything, and I was like, oh my god, we had like a really bad laughing spell. It's like it's at the end of the night. We had a nice long day at the park, and it's just like sometimes it's just nice to like wind down and like have some fun. But you could tell like we were on like a theme park high, so it's just
No point intended.
yeah.
Like literally, so I'll tell you this. Like literally, we were at a restaurant called Big Fire. I've been wanting to try it.
Great recommendation by you.
No,
Because honestly, that was a really good restaurant.
No, absolutely. The outside looked beautiful. The inside even looked more beautiful. The food looked beautiful. But I would say literally right at the end of dinner, we were talking about some stuff and then it led into something else and then something else. And literally me, George, and Tommy were laughing so hard. The entire restaurant, the waitstaff were staring at us like, what in the hell's going on?
I honestly think that's us, like with all the restaurants thus far, and probably continue on, especially when we're recording our content and like, well, you know how it goes. You probably told like your audience when you do your lives, like when Tommy does his food reviews and his shorts, I just have to watch him, and then I look over at you, you look back at me, and it's just
it's over. It's over before it even starts. So Peter asked, buy anything cool from Universal.
You did.
Should I go grab it?
You should go grab it, because honestly, this conductor's going to go grab it. This thing was really cool. He showed me this morning. He was literally on a mission to get this item, and I was even tempted. I mean, they're probably out of them because they only had like a handful, but I was thinking about if they had more to get one myself, because it's really cool. I like it. But yeah, his mission was complete because he did locate it.
Yeah, well, this is gonna get scary because the second item I have to show you after the main one.
Oh, so there's another one you didn't show me yet.
Oh no, I showed you, but it associates with the video I'm gonna show.
Oh, that one. Yeah,
that one. Okay, so like George said, I've been searching for this for the last 3 days, but we got the opening day coin. You guys want to see it? This is awesome. See that?
It's real, and you guys probably can't tell, but it's actually like a 3-dimensional coin, so it like sticks out and has like so much detail and in depth to the coin itself.
Yeah, this was really cool. If you're ever at Epic Universe and you see this, it was $40. Totally worth it. Like, I mean, totally worth it. I'm glad I got it because this thing literally is going in my safe and never coming out. That's literally the last time you're seeing that damn thing.
Can you click this one real quick?
Wait, this one right here?
No, this one above it. No, one down. There you go.
Okay.
So Giant Peter Ventures asks, did you race through New York? So we just have to clear it up right now, unfortunately, because there was a lot that went on today at Universal Studios. But Supercharge, Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem, Villain Con, and Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon we did not do. So basically the 4 best rides in all of the resort we did not do.
Literally, quite literally. Oh my God. Okay, so the next item we're going to show real quick because I want to answer your guys' comments, especially about, the studios, because I love the studios. I really associated Universal Studios Florida with Hollywood, but just at a bigger, grander scale and just more awesome, I think. But I'm going to share the screen real quick because you guys need to see this. Like, I mean, you might lose yourself when you see it. Okay, so let me go here. You should be able to see it, but just in case, I'm gonna go right here. Okay. Watch the video I'm not going to share what the item is. It's this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to think there for a second, but then I remembered.
That's all right. I'll forgive you.
Okay.
So So I'm going to show you the item first, and then you're going to see what the video is going to play. So I got the DK cup with I don't know if you guys can see that.
There you go.
With the spoon. It's actually a plastic card spoon. So shout out to Tommy Toon World because he got it for me. So I'm very happy. So now I can take that back to California. But watch what happens. I know many of you probably already saw this, but you guys are probably going to be dying. So here we go. Here it comes. Go. Yeah. Come on. So show some brothers some love right here by that.
So
Okay.
we're at,
George, well, I have to ask real quick, what in God's name was going on there?
Well, if memory serves me correctly, when we came to that rack with the Donkey Kong like headpieces and
Yeah.
everything, you made a comment of saying like you should buy this so that way you could put it on and like do a dance or something. And I was like, fine, I'll put it on right now and I'll do a dance. And I started putting it on, and you were like, oh God, I have to get my camera out.
Hey, he's telling you to put it on right now and start dancing.
You guys really want me to get that Donkey Kong?
Yes. Look, see?
Oh
Go
my
grab
gosh.
it. Go grab it.
What? I didn't get it.
What do you mean you didn't get it?
I didn't buy it.
I thought you did.
No, I just put it on my head and did a dance.
So you only performed half the show.
Right. I didn't get I wasn't walking around with it all day.
I'm losing my mind.
Although I will say, speaking of hats though, because you had mentioned what Tommy got for you. So very graciously, Tommy got me, speaking of a hat, the Velocicoaster hat, which I thought was really cool. Because I love the scratch marks, the claw marks in the hat. That was really cool. But I also have to showcase this because I did wear this yesterday. I think it was yesterday. And I just realized
What's that?
I forgot to take the cardboard out.
That's how distracted we are on something that minor. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But being with this guy, I get distracted almost daily.
Now Peter's saying buy it tomorrow, LOL.
Hey, you heard him. You got to do it. It's our final day at Epic. You got to do it.
How much was that? Do you know how much it was?
Tommy, how much was it?
The Donkey Kong head. Where in the world am I putting that in the suitcase?
man, that's like $40, man.
40. You guys want me to buy a $40 monkey head?
Yes, I do, because it fits your personality. Of course I want you to. Giant Peter says, I bought my ginormous Marty the McFly hat from Hollywood to Orlando when I went to Universal Orlando in 2020. Hey, if he could do it, you could do it.
But it's priceless. That's how much it is. Thanks, Peter.
Thank God. I'm going to go back to the top. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so Peter said, I need all you guys to start making bets on what songs you guys will sing.
Ooh, good one.
Can I sing Song of the South?
Oh, yeah, I'm for sure Disney would love that.
I'm kidding. I don't even know. Maybe I'll sing a Beyonce song.
Beyonce. So let's see. Let me see. The songs are Conga by Gloria Estefan.
Oh,
There's
God.
I Ran So Far Away from the Flock of Seagulls.
I'll sing that one.
There's September, Earth, Wind, and Fire. There's Tears for Fears. Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Tears for Fears. That sounds personal.
Yeah. Well, that's the name of the group. Don't ask me why they call themselves that. And then what was Blondie's?
Oh, my God.
One Way or Another.
Oh, my
And then
God.
there was what was the sixth one? All right, I'm missing one, folks. Which one am I missing?
You're missing something. I don't know. John says, what's the big difference between Islands of Adventure
Ooh, good
and
question.
Hollywood Studios over there?
Very good question.
I'm going to start with this guy because he's a veteran.
So the difference is, and honestly, I was like from the last time that I've been to the studios, because Tommy Toon was trying to figure out like which park would be like the least appealing. Not saying that we wouldn't have fun. And I said, honestly, it would probably be Universal Studios, just because it's like compared with Islands, there really wasn't like a lot to do in comparison as far as rides go.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, that the last time I was at the studios, as I said, I was going through like with my kidney stone and surgery and everything.
Sure.
So, and we didn't, and Abby and I didn't have full days at either Islands of Adventure or the studios. So fast forward to now, I actually have to eat those words because I think we had a very fulfilling day.
Yeah.
And a lot to do, even though that it wasn't like the roller coaster thrill ride that IOA has. But it was really fun. But also too, with Universal Studios going on right now is Mardi Gras.
Hold on.
And Conductor actually has something to show. Now here's the thing. These were his.
Yes.
These were his that he had. Now, I had about quadruple the amount.
There you go.
Because essentially he just flashed. I took my entire shirt off. But that, I'm just kidding. I had like quadruple the amount.
He did.
And Abby also had some. But there was this young kid that actually stopped us while we were going out. And he was like maybe teenager kind of thing, but we realized, he was like on the spectrum and everything. And he kindly asked him, is like, would I be able to have your beads? And honestly, we weren't going to do anything with them. And so we gave him, and he was elated. He was very happy.
Sure.
And Conductor said he would have given his beads to him, but he didn't approach him because I think like Conductor like might have seemed like very intimidating, like with his stature of height, so.
Or maybe I just wasn't lovable like a Care Bear.
Oh, you're lovable like a kid. Which Care Bear is your favorite?
Oh my God. This is like literally, this has been like
Sunshine Bear.
I can't do this. I can't do this. But it's literally been like that all day. But no, in all seriousness, the Mardi Gras celebration was awesome. We were literally right at the gate. So we were right there. And literally, if ever you guys have been to Universal Studios out here in Florida and you know where the horror makeup show is, literally that gate right next to it, that big gate to lead to the backstage, that's where they came out. And we're standing right there.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
I love that. Peter says the live stream should be renamed Midnight Shenanigans with George and Conductor.
Hey.
I'm not going to say anything too much because I don't want to put it out there just yet, but there is a goal of mine that I'm going to try to do. And this was actually a conversation that we were having at dinner, and Conductor might be a part of it at some point, if all goes well, if you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
I think it would be funny of like our banter back and forth that I think like people would be.
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not ready to put it out there yet, but hopefully, cross my fingers, it can turn out. So we'll see. I see. Conductor should have been a stunt double in Game of Thrones or something.
I'll probably be the first person killed.
That's not funny. It really shouldn't be funny, but it's just how you said it.
That's all right. I'll go down a warrior's death. How about that? Wearing my bling.
Wearing your bling. Well, at least you go out with a bang with your bling.
I can't do this. We're only 15 minutes in. We got 45 minutes
We got
left.
45 minutes left.
This is going to be a long 45 minutes. Holy Lord. Oh, my God. Peter says, I got that for my first round on the last trip. Then I got Tears for the Fear 3 times in a row.
Wow. It took a long time for us to get Tears for Fears, but we finally got it. Here's the thing. I love that song.
Yeah.
For some reason, the beat just for some reason just doesn't fit for the ride, to be honest. I think honestly my top 2, well, my top 3, it goes in this row. I Ran So Far Away by Flock of Seagulls. That's like my number 1. My number 2 is September, Earth, Wind and Fire, and number 3 is One Way or Another by Blondie. That's my top 3.
Blondie, huh?
Yeah. One way or another.
I kind of feel I need to make my hair blonde before I can sing. How that's gonna go, but so I want to tell you guys about the studios from my personal opinion. So being someone that's never been out here, and again, you're gonna hear a lot of this me quoting George a lot because him and his wonderful wife Abigail made this trip happen for me and Tommy Toon World. But to compare the studios out here to Hollywood, there is no comparison. I think as much as people might not like it anymore and feel it's outdated, I didn't feel it's outdated. Maybe it's just my bias for experiencing it the first time, but I feel like if I was an annual pass holder out here, I would not get bored of any of these parks.
I'm going to be very honest with you. It felt outdated to me until I stopped coming.
Yeah.
And when I waited for a while, you know, and dealt with like Universal Studios Hollywood and then came back.
Yeah.
Now I'm like,
okay,
it's not as outdated as I
mean,
don't get me wrong. There are parts in the park that need help, that need, you know, that
I can see it
sprucing up a bit. But definitely. And that's something I think I asked you. I'm very curious to see that when he goes back to Universal Studios Hollywood, when we go back home, I wonder, not saying that he wouldn't love it the way he does, but I wonder if there's going to be certain details where he's going to walk in the park and say, okay, like this is good, but I've experienced something greater, kind of thing.
Well, how can you argue? First, one of the first things we saw heading towards, what was it, Diagon Alley?
What were you referring to?
So we had the Pharaoh and the princess.
Oh yeah. Just we were heading to Diagon Alley.
We had those characters in front of the mummy, and right off the bat, just looking at the mummy facade, you know, compared to ours.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we didn't get to go on the mummy because I did want them to see the queue.
Yeah,
but as I said, you think that you'd be able to still get everything in the one day, and you can't. Actually, we got through more
than you thought
with Islands of Adventure,
really,
than we did with the studios. It felt like we needed actually like more time at the studios,
which is shocking.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, it's really shocking. Now, I'll tell you, like the Blues Brothers, that was cool to see.
That was cool.
Like I said, the Pharaohs for the Mummy, that was cool. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I guess Tommy got his wish. So the monkey's off his back now because I kept mentioning freaking Diagon Alley for how long? 5 years?
Yeah, for him, he's like, as long as, well, I think even for me too, for as long as that we known each other and as long as you and Tommy have known each other, that was always like the top notch of your bucket list was to go to Diagon Alley. And I tell you what, folks, I wish it would have got caught on camera. Like he left us.
I did.
Like we turned around and we're like, where is conductor at? And he's like, I could have sworn he was like right here. And he was just like in his glory.
Oh
and you guys will all see when he releases his vlog.
Yeah.
All the stuff that he captured, because we don't even know really what he captured because he went kind of solo.
I did.
But that just showed how much excitement that he had for this land.
I was a kid in a toy store, literally. Diagon Alley for me, I don't feel would be outdated at all. I think it's just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told George and Tommy, I said I could literally spend all day in this section of the park all day, without a doubt. Now, one thing I will say, one of the best stunt shows that I've seen since Waterworld was the Born Spectacular. I know people kind of give it crap a little bit, but my gosh, after the pre-show, and I'll get to that, but the show itself, I couldn't really tell what was practical effects and what was screen-based. I thought it was well done. And apparently the same company that hires the actors for Waterworld is the same company that handles the Bourne Spectacular.
Yeah, that is true. And that was mentioned to a great team member, Spencer. Shout out to Spencer. I actually got him on my vlog, which I still have to do the editing and will be released soon. But while I was interviewing Tommy and Conductor on their thoughts on the show, he just came over and he just kind of like invited himself into the conversation, which was really awesome. Which was really good, which is really cool.
See, that's what I mean. Like, so far, I haven't seen the Walt Disney World side yet, but so far for Universal, I feel the team members, the service at the restaurants have been above a reproach. Like, I mean, top skill service. And I've not had one bad interaction.
And I'm very curious when we do start the Walt Disney World section of the trip.
Sure.
For you. And again, I don't want to say it to like compare apples to oranges, but I'm just very curious because there is a difference between the cast members that work at Disneyland to Walt Disney World. And I'm very curious to see.
I feel it. And then let's get to this comment. Giant Peter says, because we have been asking for so long with Diagon Alley and Holly, I still think it's more than possible if they put it in the Falls Lake area.
I just don't think they're going to do it.
I know.
And it's not really to bust your bubble with it because anything's possible. I just feel like the land and the attraction is already 12 years old.
Yeah. And speak of the attraction, I love that because it was literally a mixture of the coaster, screen, and practical sets. You had like 3 different things, and I don't know why people say they hate that.
I have heard a lot of people say they can't stand that ride. I absolutely love the ride. The only criticism that I will give that ride is I feel like the 3D effects are kind of outdated because you're moving so fast, and when you're wearing the 3D glasses, the 3D effect delays before when you actually get there. So it's like your eyes are trying to adjust to the screen, and it kind of gives it this distorted, blurry look to it at times.
Definitely.
So I think honestly if they could just do away with the 3D glasses.
And that's what it seems like that if I'll pull up, that'd be nice. There we go. Yeah, he agrees. You know what's funny? Because I kind of feel, I don't know about Disney, but I kind of feel with Universal, they are definitely getting away with that. Like moving on from that. Because if you look at, the Studio Tram Tour, they're getting rid of 3D at Hollywood for Kong. They're just getting away with it. So personally, I think 3D is outdated.
Yeah.
I think it just needs to go away and we just stick with 2D. I think 2D is just the best.
I do too. Because honestly, you could do 2D but still have the 3D effects. I mean, look what they did with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Absolutely.
And they updated Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. So yeah, I mean, if Disney can do it, I feel like, Universal can do it as well.
Absolutely. Magical Hops says 3D is lame. Absolutely. I agree. 3D sucks.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant because obviously you can see both of us. We wear eyeglasses, so trying to put 3D glasses over that is a pain in the ass.
And then if you take your prescription glasses off,
you can't see nothing.
Then what the hell is the point of even the 3D? Yeah, because we're blind.
Blind as a bat, literally. That's like blind leading the blind in the dark.
Basically, in 3D.
In 3D. Abby's just freaking nodding her head. Nope. Oh my gosh. Peter says, I legit spent 30 minutes just at the Back to the Future train, which I took a picture of. That thing was awesome, by the way.
Good.
That alone was worth the admission of the park for me.
There's a lot of great photo moments, I think, in the studio. And I think what I've gotten out of the studio this last time, it's very quaint.
Yes.
It's very like there's a lot of layers within the studio that not even just in Diagon Alley, but like when you're in the San Francisco Bay Area and when you're in like the New York streets, there's a lot of in-depth little nooks and crannies that you can kind of like take photo ops with and stuff like that.
And you know what's funny? Again, this might be my bias because it was my first time, but Men in Black, I didn't feel like it was that horrible.
No, actually, for me, Men in Black is like my top favorite shooter attraction, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I still enjoy Buzz. I'm very curious to see what the updates will be. Unfortunately, it won't be open when we're done here this time. But Men in Black, I think, is like a sleeper hit because I feel like it's top notch, but I feel like no one really talks about it anymore.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, 100%. Peter says, arrived an hour late to Universal Orlando and then spent 2 hours in line trying to get my DAWS pass, which they kept refusing on giving me. Basically, I got to start riding attractions at like 12. So this is an interesting comment that we've actually kind of talked about very little. And maybe maybe there's a good time to bring it up again. I think the DAWS system needs to be reworked even more because
they need to rework the rework.
Yeah, exactly. Because I kind of feel they made it even more difficult. And I get it. The system was abused massively, but it doesn't mean you should make
the people who really do need it
more difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's ridiculous. I don't like that at all. Hopefully both sides fix that problem because Universal and Disney have that problem.
Yeah, there really needs to be a balance.
Absolutely.
6-7.
Exactly, 6-7 or 7-6.
Yeah. 6-7. Which, speaking of 6-7, that was a little bit of a theme for the Hollywood makeup show.
It was.
Yeah.
You know, that's funny you bring that up. The Hollywood makeup show, that's just another thing. It's funny because when I got done meeting Beetlejuice, we walked in, and I saw all these props, like literally props, things from the movies, Universal Monsters, Jurassic Park, The Mummy. What else was there? Even the new Mummy from Tom Cruise.
Halloween. Child's Play.
So I saw
all the Alfred Hitchcock stuff.
Oh, yeah. All that. You know what's funny about all that? It's out here in Florida.
Right. But all that stuff is meant for Hollywood.
That's what I mean. So, there was talk, God, what, in the last year or so, maybe even longer, about getting rid of that show.
Well, it was supposed to be because they were going to close it at the time when we were coming down. I thought like we weren't going to be able to see it, but luckily it got reprieved.
Yeah.
We don't know for how long, if it's going to stay, but I'm glad it did because I'm glad you guys got to experience it.
No, 100%. But I would say I'm telling Universal right now, and it's funny about Universal. I'll get to that, but it's funny if they ever did, and I hope they don't, but if they ever did get rid of that show, personally for me, bring it to Hollywood, add another show to the Hollywood Park. That desperately needs to happen.
Yeah.
And bring everything with it. Even the oh my gosh, the co-hosts or the hosts, bring them too.
Oh yeah,
why not?
I agree.
But the reason why I say I was going to talk about Universal Orlando, I made five posts on X, and shout out to Universal Orlando. They actually were liking my post. They were responding to me. So that was very awesome. I never thought a studio like Universal here on the East Coast would ever respond to me. So that was very awesome.
That was a really,
and that could lead the future.
Exciting moment. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Because Hollywood, don't get me wrong, they do respond to fans, but usually it's in their media group for content creators. They don't really, that I've noticed, respond to people that are outside that. And the fact that I'm not even close to media, but one of these days I hope I am. I hope Holo Gelato is in Tommy Toon World. But the fact that I had Universal Orlando responding back and forth to me was pretty epic.
Pretty special. That is.
Yeah, for sure. Peter says, while also having the park hop the islands at like 5 for Mythos. Mythos was fire.
Mythos, honestly, is not even just in a theme park, but just a restaurant in general is like one of my top tier restaurants ever.
Oh, for sure.
That's another one that I really hope doesn't go.
That needs to be a historical society.
I really wish it would be. I wish it would be like a historic landmark that just can't be touched.
Well, see, it's funny. E.T., which is at the studios.
They learned the hard way, and they got the wrath of Spielberg on
that. They got the wrath. So Spielberg said, you know what? I don't want to have to go through that again. So guess what? Do you want to tell him what he did to kind of protect E.T.?
So basically, when Universal decided to remove E.T. out of Hollywood and replace it with the Mummy, Spielberg was not happy about that.
No.
Where they didn't confide in him, or there was something in the contract that they kind of went against, but there couldn't be a lawsuit towards it.
Sure.
But he did pull them in the sense where when it came time for the one in Orlando, that it literally will move into the generation of his children, his children's children, and so on and so forth. So E.T. could never be touched.
Absolutely.
Ever, unless Universal would really buy him out.
Yeah.
But I'm for sure that number that's in the clause is probably a number that Universal will never even attempt to even try to buy.
No. It would be hell on earth if they even attempted to try it. I don't even think it would be worth it. You know what's funny about E.T. too? Because I remember riding it as a kid when I went to Universal Hollywood, is I really didn't feel like it was outdated, you could tell, but it was still fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like the queue itself, walking through the queue, and it's like a dark forest. Mm-hmm. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I wanna pivot for a second because we went to a restaurant at Studios. Mm-hmm. You want to tell everyone about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I made reservations for us at Lombard's Seafood Grill, which is in the San Francisco Bay Area section of the park. And I haven't been there in decades. And of course, it was Abby's first time, the guy's first time. And from what I can remember from going till now, was it's this kind of quaint restaurant where it's they play like light background music and everyone's kind of like, it's a very calm setting. Well, then here we come in.
Oh God.
And there's nothing calm about us whatsoever. So
no. Nope.
But we ended up going upstairs. That's where we were saying. And our waitress Katrina, I believe her name is. Yeah. Shout out to Katrina. She was phenomenal. But we we were asking like recommendations and everything. And I ended up getting the one of the things that I ended up getting was the lobster bisque.
Yeah.
And I've had lobster bisques in my time, and there was like just it was too much acidic. It literally tasted like tomato soup.
Oh God.
It needed more cream. But I mean, I had the burger, which was really good. You had the mac and cheese, which I was contemplating between the lobster bisque and the lobster mac and cheese, and I really wish that I got the mac and cheese because I did taste it, and it was really good because I love the shell noodles with it, and it had big chunks of lobster in it and everything.
And you know what's funny? I hate to say it, like price wise, actually the mac and cheese was cheaper than the bisque. It was like $6 cheaper.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure of it.
That's probably why she had me pick the bisque.
Well, she bisqued you up pretty good.
That son of a bisque.
Pretty much. What can we do? It's a bisque hell.
Yeah. With the bisque.
Oh my God. We got Magical Hops with the super sticker for $10. Thank you, Magical Hops. You know what's funny? Magical Hops, you got to meet him.
I did.
For the first time at the Disneyland 70th After Dark event before it started.
Yeah. Unfortunately, didn't get to hang out with him a lot, but I would love to. He seems like a really nice guy.
Definitely.
Beautiful family and everything. I got to meet them all. So, yeah, it was
awesome. Yeah. He just told you, don't let me have the sushi menu.
No. No. And I learned that from him telling me that same story because
unlike Magical Hops and the group of friends we had that day, if I ordered that much, we'd be paying about $100 on top of our bill.
oh yeah, because that would be the leftovers.
Yeah, because we wouldn't be able to finish it.
No.
Because Magical Hops tells me all the time.
I'm surprised all of you didn't end up with iodine poisoning.
I'm not going to say anything. I was sworn to secrecy, but I'll tell you, I wasn't talked to nicely for a good month. And I was getting nasty looks, too.
Yep.
At work, which is bad. Remy D says, did you guys stuck on Transformer never fails to break down?
I do know. Yeah, out here, it's funny, like how there's rides out here that break down that don't at Disneyland and vice versa.
Yeah.
For instance, like out here, I feel like Transformers breaks down more
Really
than California.
Wow.
Rise of the Resistance breaks down more than the one in California.
See, what's interesting, I'm starting to notice a pattern with that. Like the first iteration, or mainly the first iteration of the attractions before they come to the West Coast, they have problems.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Yeah.
And one of the things that bugs me about Epic Universe, 3 of the major attractions have problems.
Mm-hmm.
Donkey Kong, and that's ridiculous. Donkey Kong, you have Stardust Racers, and you have Battle of the Ministry. 3 heavy hitters for Epic Universe, and you can't even get those working.
And even today, Men in Black Alien Attack had a lengthy delay. Like, I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to get on it, which I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
But it was down for most of the first part of the day.
Yeah, 100%. And the fact, what bugs me the most, because you're going to see it in the vlog that I'm going to put out hopefully by tomorrow night, because I have to add a little more to it. But towards the end of the night tonight, before we went to Big Fire.
Mm-hmm.
So part of our vacation package that Hollow Gelato, and again, his wonderful wife, Abigail, set up for us was that we were going to have Express for Universal, because Hollow Gelato has been hearing me talk about the Hogwarts Express for a year now, maybe even longer. So he's like, you know what? Let's do the Express. Let's
the Park Hopper.
Oh, Park Hopper.
That's why, because you were looking at
Park Hopper. Let's do the Park Hopper so I can experience watching you experience the Hogwarts Express, because it is amazing. So we get through the queue. The queue was amazing. It was a quick walkthrough because there was hardly anyone in line. It was only like a 15-minute wait. We literally are in the 9 3/4 station where the train is actually at. And we get on board. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm excited. I can't wait. And then literally 3 minutes later,
we're on the train. We're sitting. And I thought, like, we're sitting here a long time. We should have been going. And then say you had.
No. So we were sitting there. And then all of a sudden the team members come in. They're like, I'm sorry, we're having issues. We just need you to deboard real quick, and then you can reboard.
Right. That's all they said.
Yeah.
That's all they said. So then we're standing there, and then I guess more team members started coming on, and then there was a woman in the next row that asked a question and said that Islands of Adventure is closing in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which that's where I knew right then and there that was going to be our downfall, because if one park even closes earlier than the other, so does the Magical Express, because both parks need to be opened for the Magical Express to work. Not Magical Express. I'm so sorry. Hogwarts Express.
Yeah.
And normally Islands of Adventure usually stays open at 9, but for some bizarre reason it closed at 8 today, because I think they're doing that those at late night after hour events.
Yeah, I think so. But what cracks me up more than anything is because one of the things I love about Universal Orlando right now that I've noticed, Universal Orlando has their own Universal security.
Mhm.
They don't use a third party like Hollywood does.
Yes.
So they're very accommodating the guests, and they know what to look for and allow in and not allow in.
Mhm.
Compared to this third party company we have in Hollywood, where they're still good at their job, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I kind of feel that they have a disconnect, which is kind of bad. So I didn't personally like that, but George had a wonderful idea. He's like, well, unless the train can't physically move, which I didn't really see any issues with it. But again, I'm not a mechanic at all or an engineer. But if the train was able to move, why didn't they just leave us all on there and then have maybe a team of 15, 20 security guards meet us at the other side of islands, get off, and escort us out?
Because it's not to the fact that what the issue couldn't be fixed. It was the fact that Islands was closing.
Yeah.
But if you already have someone scanned in with their ticket and they're going on the Hogwarts Express, then just have security just, walk. And here's the thing. When a park closes at 11 or like whatever time, 11, 9, 8, what have you, there's still people in the park after those hours. It doesn't fully clear out because stores are still open. So, and I do have to mention this too, because a lot of people may not know this. Even though it's called Hogwarts Express and it is a train, it does not run like the function of, just to say, like Disneyland Railroad or Walt Disney World Railroad. It is actually on a cable that gets pulled and pushed back and forth. So there could be a lot of complications with that. But I think, honestly, when you have someone, again, if we had a D board, which is fine, but the fact that it could have been something that could have been fixed within a few minutes, but they still would deny us a ride because the park was closing at 8.
Definitely.
But they did try to make it better. They did give us a one-time use of an express pass. Now, I have to go on a little bit of a rant here because this is the positive and the negative of it. The positive is they offer that to us, which is, kind of like try to put a Band-Aid on an open wound, so to speak. But here's the kicker without you needing triple antibiotic on that thing.
Exactly.
Tommy asked, well, could it be used in Epic Universe? Nope, can't be used in Epic Universe. And it can't be used on Hagrid's or Velocicoaster. And I'm like, well, what are we going to use it on? 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish? Like,
pretty much. Hey, if he suggests that, I'll just go to the store, get a Dr. Seuss book, and read to you guys while we're riding, and have it for.
I honestly think this is kind of like off the subject, but I really think with your deep, low baritone voice, I think you would do really good with audiobook reading. I think people would buy that. Would you guys buy that if Conductor did an audiobook reading? I think, honestly, anyone would kind of fall asleep to that. You have a very...
You know what? This could be the catalyst for a theme park Conductor podcast. And do a podcast
and
series.
Do like an audio kind of... Yeah, I think so. Because, it's funny? While we were talking about this, because Conductor was very nice enough to invite me on tonight's live.
Sure.
But because we decided to do it. This is actually me and Abby's room.
Yeah.
He and Tommy's is right next door. But so we decided to do it in here. I cleared off the table and everything. And Conductor asked, if to Abby if it was okay and everything. And she's like, oh yeah, I could, I could fall asleep, with you guys talking and everything. And sure enough, she's
sleeping
over there sleeping. So it's like, yeah. So he has like that kind of like relaxing, like like when you snuggle up in bed, you curl up with a good book kind of thing. Like that's Conductor. Like you could just like put on like your earbuds, listen to an audio. Like I like that for like a podcast kind of thing.
Yeah,
I think that'd be really cool.
I like that. Hey, if other people could do a podcast, why can't I?
Why not? Yeah. Hey, I got started on a podcast. It was audio only, but then I couldn't stop the fans from not like visualizing. So.
Well, I do rate that out of 10. So,
yeah. Although it's not really doing me justice. My face is a little bit blurry on the screen. I don't know why, but
that's all right. I'm blurry too, but
yeah,
it makes it unique and makes us callous.
Yeah. Although I will say though, like with the Florida heat, it is like doing nothing for my hair.
I think your hair looks good.
Well, thank you. I just do like the Fabio.
Oh my god, that's horrible. Oh my gosh. Rudio1 says conductor after dark on the radio playing slow jams. Oh Lord. I'm kind of scared
Yeah,
to
you
even
could do that too.
I could do that. And then Remy D said it was the Orlando Informer, so I guess
Yes.
they did multiple nights, not
Yeah.
just one. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Oh my gosh. Remy says what
Irks. Like it really irks you.
that sounds like a Shrek term. I'm just saying, in my personal opinion. What irks me? God, that sounds weird. Okay. What irks
Have you? So, wait, you've never used that term?
No.
Really? I use it all the time. Like it really irks me.
God, I'm dying over here. I'm dying. Between the heat and his jokes, I don't know what's worse. Remy D says, what irks me about the away at Studios Park is that they do close early pretty often throughout the year, almost every week, sometimes even 7 p.m. It's usually because of private events.
And that happened yesterday, and they actually had it or not yesterday, I'm sorry, the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Because they closed Islands of Adventure and the studios down both at 7 because of the Orlando Informer.
That's crazy. That's insane. Hey, but if they can afford it, why the hell not? John says, how are the quiet spots at the park? Are there lots of areas to just sit down and relax, like the wine spot at DCA?
I think for the studios, I think there is. I think there's a lot more sitting space.
Yes.
Because of those like nook and cranny areas that I was especially like like there's like in like the New York area and like the San Francisco Bay, like there's little off, like you got benches and tables and stuff like that.
Definitely.
So,
You know what's funny about the studios? I told George and I told Abby earlier when we were walking to it, I said, literally the studios out here feels like our studios, but enhanced like 100 times over. And it feels like they integrated their New York buildings that we have on the studio tour for the Metro sets and put them in the theme park along with all sorts of other cities. And it's all complemented by a body of water in the center, which is the lagoon area.
Yeah.
That's
which that lagoon area is used when they do the nighttime show with the drones. And it's unfortunately that's not going on right now because that is a spectacle and a half.
Is it really? Mm-hmm. Wow. Chris said, did you get to check out the SpongeBob store and the Mardi Gras tribute store?
No, I'm upset with SpongeBob because they had the SpongeBob Sponge on the Run song playing in the background and it almost damn near like copyrighted my video.
SpongeBob wasn't spongy enough for you.
I guess not. But in all seriousness, no, I don't think we didn't check out the SpongeBob store.
No, we didn't check that out. And I wanted to go to the Red Coconut Club.
Yeah, so we knocked out the
You know what? That's actually something I want to do tomorrow. If we end Epic Universe early to come to either the studios or IOA to ride the Hogwarts Express before we take an Uber to get back to the hotel.
We'll stop in the Coconut.
Yeah, I want to film that Coconut Club.
Okay.
Because I'm jealous that we don't have it in Hollywood.
Hey, that's the beauty of it. You go into the things that we don't have over in California. So
because I might have to grab Tommy's Donkey Kong hat and really start throwing barrels everywhere.
Wait, did he get a Donkey Kong hat?
I think he did.
Really? Did he get one?
He did. That's all right, though. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it because it's probably not appropriate. It's definitely past PG-13.
I have an idea.
Yeah, you don't want to know. Oh my God. And Chris West says, and with those Orlando Informer events, everyone gets free food and snacks and drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Must
And
be
there
nice.
was actually tickets available for that night. Like if we really wanted to,
we could have.
if we wanted to buy the ticket. But yeah, they had like hors d'oeuvres, and they had
You would have seen me dancing in the streets though.
I probably would. I mean, I was dancing at like our friend's wedding, so like I was getting done. I should have had some people that were sitting at our table to video me, because I had like the night glow sticks and everything. And as you can see, look, I still have one of the
glow sticks,
the glow rings that I was wearing.
God, wow. John says, are you guys able to go whichever Universal Park you want? Did you guys get park hopper? We did get park hopper.
We did get the park hopper, specifically, just in case if we did want to hop from park to park, but also because of the Hogwarts Express.
Yeah.
You need the park hopper ticket to do Hogwarts, because you're essentially leaving one park and immediately entering into the other.
Exactly.
And then vice versa, because you do get a different experience, going back and forth, which we knew we weren't going to have time to do both.
Yeah.
But maybe tomorrow, who knows? Maybe if we get there early enough, maybe we will be able to do the round trip of Hogwarts Express.
I think that would be cool. That would be awesome. Yeah. Remy D says, so did you guys ever get on? So actually, George and Abby haven't yet. George went on there the last time he was out here, but it was
painful. I mean, like with me having a kidney stone, a stent inside of me, and with that ride kind of being rough like it is, it wasn't pretty. No. It ended up breaking Abby's phone because she had it in the outside pocket. I want to try to get on it tomorrow. Yeah. I would really like to, but if it would hinder, because we do know how notorious that you had mentioned, like Minecart Madness is one of the rides that
breaks
down or is down because of weather and what have you. If it can't happen, then it is what it is. I would rather see Conductor on the Hogwarts Express, to be honest with you. But maybe we'll be able to do both. Who knows? Maybe the day will just be on our side, because we still have to see the Untrainable Dragon show. We still have to meet Toothless. Like there's still a lot of stuff that we have to mark off our list. But speaking of the Untrainable Dragon show, that is another thing I do want to mention that I really wish, and I can respect Universal for it to an extent, but also I think it's just a little bit ridiculous at this point, is not able to record any of the live shows, because you're allowed to do it at Disney.
Yeah. And I one thing to add on that I kind of feel if they did allow it is like dedicate the back row for people that want to film, like the last two back rows.
Yeah, like if their concern is because they don't want cameras up in the air and it's blocking the visuals, sure. I can understand that. I can respect that.
Yeah.
Because there was a team member in the Bourne show who was going into rows with little kids and was saying, "Hey, can your child see? We got extra seats over here." So I think Universal is like really on top of that, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
That's good for guest services. But yeah, I agree with you with that. I think it's like if someone wants to record, then you're allowed to record, but you got to go all the way in the back.
Yeah. 100%.
And I'd be okay with that.
Same. And that's another thing I forgot to mention about Bourne is the pre-show. George has mentioned for people that have watched that show, the pre-show does get pretty long. But what I took away from the pre-show, besides it being long, is that a possible like storyline could be possible for a Bourne or Jason Bourne 6, which would possibly make the final Jason Bourne movie, because I think Matt Damon is on board to do another one, but it might be his last, because he has stated in interviews he loves doing them, but they're physically demanding.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to see, like, in some of those movies, like, he's completely ripped.
Yeah.
And it's, like, a lot of training. It's a lot of going to the gym, not eating carbs,
exactly.
Eating protein. It's just like...
And then also with Matt Damon, he's made it pretty clear, even on the last Jason Bourne movie he did, is it the director or the executive producer that he said, if he's not part of it, he won't do the movie. I swear his last name was like Wintergrass or something like that. It was something of that name, and I can't think of it. You want to look it up real quick?
Yeah, I can. Let me see.
Yeah, it was a weird last name, and unless someone knows in the chat, post in the
It
comments.
wasn't
but
Greengrass, was it?
I think it was Greengrass, but I can't.
Greengrass?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. But I remember Matt Damon said, I would have not done this last Bourne movie if he wasn't part of it.
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure it was that. But while you look that up, I'm going to read a couple comments. Chris West says, just check the Dead Coconut Club is closed Mondays and Tuesdays. Oh, interesting. Giant Peter says, as I kept saying, they did not allow me to record Storm, a freaking spinner ride. Absolutely. I think Green Gods was like that too. They didn't allow us to record. They got pissed off, actually.
Yeah, because we were going in, like, I already asked the team member to say, are we allowed to bring all this in? And he was very nice.
Sure.
He said, yeah, you're fine. He was like, just make sure that the your gimbal is inside the bag. I said, can I still bring the bag on with me? He was like, oh yeah. And he said, your phone is fine.
Yeah.
Just you can have it in your pocket. I was like, okay. So then we're walking in, and then a young female team member was like, sir, are you taking that on? I'm like, yeah, but it's going in the bag.
Yeah,
they're pretty, don't have a knip shit,
It's true. They're pretty strict on that, and I'm fine with that. But it's just crazy. It's. Oh, let me go to this comment first. Giant Peter says, very much anti us, not eating carbs. Me and George, Tommy, and Conductor.
Yeah, that's basically. Yep.
Okay.
This actually was 3 days ago. It says Matt Damon exits Bourne franchise as Universal plans reboot.
Really?
Mm-hmm. This is coming from MSN.
Interesting.
So he may not do it if this is all panning out of what they're saying. It could be not true, but
sorry to say, MSN is like old history. I don't trust MSN.
Well, it's also coming from People.
Oh, really? Oh,
Variety, shit. Collider.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that might not be good.
Yeah.
I wish he would just do one more and kill off his character.
Yeah, because he's saying that he's kind of anxious to do it again.
So he is anxious.
Well, he's saying he's anxious, but like not in a good way. Like he would be anxious to reprise that role.
I think if they told him, though, hey, we want you to do one more,
well,
and we're going to kill your character.
I hate to put it this way. Honestly, there's a price tag for everything.
Yeah.
If someone cuts the right check,
he'll do it.
He'll do it.
He'll do it. Anyone would do it. John says Matt Damon got in crazy shape for the Odyssey, so it would make sense he would want to do one soon.
I mean, maybe it is a possibility. As I said, I still, even though it is coming from People and Variety and everything, I still don't hold my breath to those things.
No.
I mean, I think it was People that said that Pink and her husband were getting a divorce.
And
like she put that to rest. I think she went on social media and was like, this is the first I'm hearing it. And she said, thanks, People. So there's still a lot of stuff so it may. And speaking of the Odyssey, I cannot wait to see that movie.
Yeah, that's going to be
I
awesome.
have to see that in theaters. I mean, anything from Christopher Nolan.
Oh, movie theater worthy.
Yeah.
100%. Peter says, I don't even know what Green Gods looks like. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Remy D says, Disney is so much more vlogger friendly.
Oh yeah. And
At least out here.
And I think because more people tend to lean into Disney when it comes to that kind of content, I think because it's not really in Universal's realm, so it's like they just kind of shy away from it.
Exactly. John's eating pasta.
Good man. I actually just had pasta for dinner. I had the beef spare rib pappardelle pasta.
That was good.
That
looked good.
What is it? Big Fire.
Big Fire. John said I could always ask Matt Damon's assistant's brother.
Mm.
Do you have a connection we don't know about?
Matt Damon's assistants, bro. Wow, man, that's one hell of a connection if that's true.
If that's true, John, if you want to make me a happy conductor, like jumping off the walls happy, I would not mind a picture of him in the Bourne outfit in a scene with his signature on it. I know I'm asking too much. I'm a nutcase, but I have a Mark Harmon one, so from NCIS. So why not?
I think actually someone even had assigned. It was an original jacket that Ryan Gosling wore in Speed.
Really?
Yeah, with the scorpion on the back.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of cool. That's really cool. Radio says he's about to film another Ocean's film, and those movies are just vacations for them. Yeah, I've heard he wants to film another Ocean's movie. Like George Clooney and Brad Pitt are all on board.
Okay.
So that would be kind of cool.
I mean, it's very possible he may do another Bourne. I think it would do very well. I mean, the franchise is pretty. I mean, it's not like highly popular right now, but I mean, like it's still a popular franchise that when it was in theaters, I mean, it did a decent amount. You know.
I wonder does this show on Google what the last Bourne movie did? Like he was part of, not the Jeremy Renner one, but
right.
But Matt Damon. I'm just curious what the number is. Radio says tickets are already sold out for the Odyssey at Universal IMAX opening weekend. They sold out last year, so you know that's going to be a banger.
Wow. I didn't know. Did they? Wow. I didn't even know the tickets were even on sale ahead for the Universal IMAX opening.
So I guess we're not watching it. At least there.
Dang it. I wanted to see it at Universal too.
I know, right? Especially since you can still see the ship they used for the movie on the movie lot. In Falls Lake, it's still sitting there.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's still there. It's wrapped in the white tarp. Chris West said, "Did you walk into Nocturne Alley?" Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I took Tommy in there, and he's like, "Dude, this quote to Magical Hops, this is fire."
Oh yeah, the director. Yeah, it was Paul Greengrass.
Yeah, Paul Greengrass. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And he made a public statement before that movie. He's like, "I'm not going to do this movie unless he's involved."
I
wonder what the gross was for that.
I'm going to check now. Gross box office.
But we're going to answer one more comment, and then we're going to read off the amount that Bourne movie made, and then we're going to end tonight's live because we got a busy day ahead of us for Epic and possibly the studios or the Islands of Adventure, so I can ride the Hogwarts Express. But John says his brother sometimes sends him stuff from the sets and says Christopher Nolan doesn't allow anybody on the sets unless they are supposed to be there. Interesting. Well, if you have a connection to Matt Damon, believe me, a signed picture by Matt Damon in his Bourne, outfit, I would love that. But did you find it?
Yes, it did.
Okay, so what was it?
So Jason Bourne grossed $416 million with a budget of $120 million.
So they made like $300 million profit.
Roughly, yeah.
See, that's what I mean. It hits. So I don't see why it wouldn't. Now, I do agree, since he is getting older, I would not mind if they kill his character off.
And honestly, don't wait too long because, I mean, bless his heart, he still did a phenomenal job, like Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like, don't wait till, like, he's old where...
They have to use CGI.
Yeah.
And that's not good. I don't think Matt Damon would volunteer for that.
No, I don't think so either.
I think he's like Tom Cruise. He's like...
if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Yeah,
exactly. Peter says, "Bourne without him is Pirates without Jack."
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I agree. And no offense to Jeremy Renner, but again, it's like you're
stepping into a role
that's not yours. I'm sorry, it's not. Like
100%. Now, if they reboot it, if Jeremy Renner wants to be part of it, like the reboot, I'm fine, but I don't think he will because
that's like
that
someone replacing
accident.
Keanu Reeves as John, for John Wick. Like,
yeah, you can't do that. They tried with the TV series, and I don't know how that went.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, though, it's possible. I just don't think Jeremy Renner's going to do it because he had that tractor accident. Was it a tractor accident?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like, wow. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was not good because he almost didn't. He almost didn't do Endgame because of that, or was it after Endgame?
I think it was after Endgame, but he did reprise his role. I think for Hawkeye.
Oh yes, he did.
Season 2.
Yeah,
I think it was.
And then he's doing a new show on a streaming platform. I can't think of.
And I don't know if he's. I'm assuming he's part of
Doomsday,
right? I think he's coming back.
Yeah. Remy said just like Kate stepping in the Hawkeye show, 100%. And then she works as a dealer in Vegas. Interesting. I will say, since Vegas came up, just one last thing before we end is this guy's laugh. I kid you not. We did a reference, and I'm going to have a little clip for every time he's on and he starts laughing uncontrollably. I'm going to play that clip. I don't have it right now, but I'm going to play it in the future. How many of you guys remember Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon, when Clark Griswold's in the mall interacting with the jewelry counter lady, and at some point he starts laughing? Well, you can't do it on command, or can you?
I don't think I can.
No,
I
okay.
I have to. But in any case, like, she says something to him like, "Can I take something out for you?" And he just starts laughing, and he has this like very like
oh god, I'm scared.
Like I don't even know, like, how would you even describe the laugh? I don't know if you can even describe it.
Oh, I could try. It's like a laugh, like it's a humming, like it's like a humming
coming from the throat. It's kind of like a.
I'm trying to think what cartoon character laughs like that on the Disney side, or
I don't know if any character laughs like that. It's just me and Clark Griswold.
Right there. You hear that? That, but louder. Seriously, that, but louder. Because we were at the restaurant and he did that, and everyone in the restaurant was staring at us so bad.
Yeah. My laugh draws attention, just like everything else. Yeah.
It's really contagious. All right, one last question. Rudio says George is definitely Clark Griswold. He's Clark when he ends up on stage with the Tigers in Vegas and Vacation.
That would be me. Yeah, that would be me. Like the curtain goes up and it goes down, and there's me on all fours in a cage.
I'm about to go to bed, and this guy doesn't realize, like, I have to sleep, and now I'm going to imagine that I'm going to have a rough night sleeping. Good Lord. But everybody, I want to thank you guys for joining tonight's live stream. You guys are awesome. I think I'm going to do one more live stream for Universal tomorrow night, assuming that we can pull it off. I think we will. Maybe it'll be me and you again, because you'll see Tommy later on, probably in the park though, but me and George will be on tomorrow night, and we'll talk about our just overall experience of Universal in general. We kind of highlighted a lot of it tonight, but I think just do an overall thing tomorrow.
Yeah, and maybe, I agree.
And maybe we'll do about an hour and a half, assuming the time's right.
Yeah,
if not just an hour.
Then an hour. Yeah, and then we move on to our Disney World portion. And I do have to say, while I am on here, I know I've mentioned this before, what you guys just heard, the sultry sound of my voice while Conductor was on his previous lives. But I am getting out as much as I possibly can as far as the content on Holo Gelato, which I got more vlogs and shorts coming out for you guys. So definitely tune in on there. But I decided to kind of take a little bit of a backseat for like overpowering the content, because I really wanted this trip and this center focus to be on Conductor and Tommy. I want them to get as much content out as possible, because I want them to showcase to you guys what how their each day is progressing with the trip and everything. And that's why even the vlogs that I am going to be putting out, as you guys probably have already seen by watching the Epic Universe vlog and Islands of Adventure vlog, which I will be releasing the studio one pretty soon. Majority of it is me interviewing them after each activity that we're doing, because that's what I want to do. Is I want to showcase them and getting their real raw reaction. And I'm going to do the same thing for Disney. And also what's going to be very special with Disney is I'm going to try to capture their facial expressions in the moment when they see the icons of the parks: Cinderella Castle, the Tree of Life, Spaceship Earth. So that's all going to be on the vlog. So definitely keep an eye out for that.
No, 100%. And one thing I want to add to this, and I almost forgot, and it would be a sin if I did. To everybody that was on the West Coast today, they did a celebration for Adam the Woo. That was very special. We didn't get to see the live stream because we were doing stuff in the park and we kind of got caught up. But I do want to say that me and Hollow Gelato and Tommy Toon World really do miss Adam. We wish he was here, because I remember talking to Adam at the Disneyland 70th, and I told him, hey, we have plans to go to Walt Disney World for the first time. And one of the first things he said was, wow, that's awesome. You have a YouTube channel. You're going out there for the first time. I'm happy for you guys. You guys are going to have a blast. Hey, and maybe if I'm out there, I'll meet up with you guys. And it kind of feels, as much as Hollow Gelato has set up this trip absolutely wonderful for me and Tommy, there's still a little missing piece because Adam's not here.
I think honestly it's a little missing piece for all of us, whether it has to do with being in Florida, being in California, or anything, because anyone, whether you're in the vlogging community or in the content creator, somebody knows somebody who knew Adam.
Yeah.
Adam was so beloved in the community, and I feel like no matter where you're at, there is a piece that that's missing, and it'll always be missing. And I have to make it very clear that we had every intention
of
going to the Adam Celebration of Life, and it just so happens that it happened when the trip was already booked and planned on the date, because no one was preparing, for this. And it's unfortunate that we literally saw Adam months before he passed. And as I said, we thoughts and prayers, to his family, to the ones that, were closest to him.
Absolutely.
Especially Justin Scard, Chris Provost, Dave from Fresh Baked, Ordinary Adventures, Magic Journeys, our very good friend Bricky.
Yes.
But I did tell the guys today, and we did watch a little bit of the footage, that was, because it was live stream. We didn't get to watch the whole thing, but we saw pieces of it.
Sure.
And as much as we wanted to be there, and unfortunately we couldn't, I just reminded them, and I told them that, like, knowing how Adam was, that he was a driving force, not just for himself, but for anybody. And he was like the biggest inspiration, but a person that really gave you all the positivity that whether you're somebody big or someone just starting out, I'd be like, Adam would literally tell us, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Go out and do what you do best, So I had to keep on reinforcing that, because knowing Adam, and as I said, hanging out with him at Disneyland, hanging out with him at D23, hanging out with him actually in Pittsburgh when he was at Picklesburg, outside of the realm of the theme parks, that he was just a great human being.
Yeah.
And he's, I feel like we all carry a little piece of him every time that we pull out our cameras, every time that we record something, anytime that we go live. I feel like we always have to channel our inner Woo, so to speak. And, but yeah, so definitely our prayers, our hearts, our thoughts go out to to his family, and very closest friends.
No, 100%. Hollow Gelato's right. I don't think Adam, would, it's almost a blessing in disguise because, again, we would have loved to be there in California to be at that celebration because a lot of great people spoke on that stage for Adam, and a lot of people were there that actually are East Coast vloggers like Adam that literally flew to California to be there. So that was very special.
Yes.
But one thing, like Hollow Gelato said, though, Adam wouldn't want us to mourn. He wouldn't want us to remember him and keep his legacy going. And how his legacy would be going is us waking up on the day that we're going to go to a park, have a blast, vlog, and capture the special moments that these parks really do very, very well.
Yeah.
And really capture that moment. And again, the last time I saw Adam and Tommy Toon World saw Adam, it was very interesting because I got teary-eyed because I forgot about it. We were at Horrors Unleashed in Las Vegas in Area 15, and me and Tommy got to interact with him once again because we talked to him at the 70th. I think that was in July or May. I forgot.
August.
Well, no. But for Disney, though.
For Disney was July.
Okay.
And then Horror Unleashed August.
Yeah, so the last time before August, we saw him in July for the 70th. So when we saw him again in Las Vegas for the opening day of Horrors Unleashed, that was very special and very awesome. We were actually part of me and Tommy Toon World were part of his vlog. So that's something that's going to be etched in stone because something I've been seeing lately is people grieve in different ways, I guess. And the way that I've been grieving is, keeping Adam's legacy alive by vlogging when I go to the parks, enjoying myself, enjoying the atmosphere, getting a hot beverage once in a while in honor of him. And then when we go to Magic Kingdom, George knows this, Tommy knows this, Abby knows this, and many of you probably don't know, but Adam did a video where he started at Walt Disney World, rode a couple rides, literally went to Orlando International Airport, flew across country to the West Coast, went to Disneyland, rode the same amount of rides, actually rides verbatim. And one of the ride vehicles he rode at Magic Kingdom was in Autopia. Car number 34. So that's going to be my mission on the Magic Kingdom day. I have to make that possible at all costs to try to get card number 34 and take a picture and honor his memory, his legacy. Just another way I could pay tribute to not only being someone that I will always remember interacting with, but for the time that he gave me, a small content creator, the time to give me some advice on how I should perceive my channel, and that I will never, ever, ever forget.
And I also have to say too, because you had mentioned about, the last times that we saw Adam, which was, July, August and everything, which is kind of, eerie in a sense, because 4 to 5 months later,
he was gone.
He was gone. So it's like, it's so surreal to know that you could have somebody there and then in a blink of an eye. And this is what Adam was a big proponent of. And it was like, live for today.
Don't live for tomorrow.
Don't live for tomorrow. You got to take each day as it comes, but you want to treat it like it's your last day. If you're going to do something, get up and do it. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it.
Do it.
Just do it.
And plan it.
Yeah.
And that's what Adam did. And I put a post out on, I think, Instagram and X earlier.
Yeah, I did too.
Tonight. And I said in that post, I said, I know it seems weird and probably just not the right time, but I put in that post, I said, I took Adam's words, exactly what Hollow Gelato said, and I really took Adam's words to heart. And something
Because that's literally what he told me.
Yeah.
Like anytime like I would repeat those words,
Yeah.
I hear him. Like I hear
Yeah.
him saying those words to me, and it was just like,
oh, it's absolutely true though, because I think if I didn't meet Adam, seriously, I don't think I'd be sitting here with you and Tommy and Abby right here, right now.
he was a pioneer. Like
And-
him, Justin, like they were kind of like the spearheads of like starting everything.
Yeah.
You know,
I really honestly believe that. And Justin Scar is another amazing person, by far. And I know Justin's probably hurting inside because him and Adam were super close. But Adam, literally, the way I see it is, if I didn't talk to him for the little bit of time I had with him, I wouldn't be here in Orlando. Because one of the things I took inspiration from is exactly what Hollow Gelato just said. If you want to do something, don't talk about it. If you're able to do it, do it. And I made it possible. I told George a year ago, I said, you know what? Because I started watching Am the Woo over 10 years ago.
Mhm.
And I said, you know what? It's always been my childhood dream to go to Walt Disney World. And I told George a year ago, I said, I want to do this. I want to do it so bad. And
we made it happen.
And we made it happen.
Because again, we pursued it.
Yes.
We did it. As much as we could have sat around and said, oh yeah, this would be cool to do this. This would be cool to do that, which we did talk about it.
Oh yeah.
We did many lives, many vlogs, many shows, but it's like on top of talking about it, we actually did something about it. And that was always the core of Adam.
Yeah.
That was always him. He was a go-getter.
100%.
When he wanted to do something, he was very tenacious.
And it's funny that George says that because, last night we were sitting here in his room and we were already planning my first Disney cruise next year, next summer.
We are planning our next trip while we were on a trip. And that was always me. And I guess like that was always like in my bones, in my blood of how I do things.
Yeah.
But then after finding out like who Adam was and how he started and how he got to where he was, I was extra appreciative,
Definitely.
of like that I am like one of those people that is a go-getter.
100%. But again, I want to thank everybody for joining tonight's Q&A live stream. Again, we got one more happening tomorrow. It's going to be for tomorrow night for you guys. It's already tomorrow for us because we're 3 hours ahead.
We're in the future.
We're in the future, basically.
In the words of Doc Brown, we're going back to the future.
He's crazy. And then also
we did meet Doc Brown.
We did
today. Yeah, we met a few characters.
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
Which we'll leave it for you guys to watch the vlogs.
Exactly. We might talk about it a little bit tomorrow night.
Yeah, we could throw
but not too much detail because I want you guys to watch literally our footage because it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like George was laughing and Tommy was laughing when I had the interaction with Beetlejuice.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I tell you, whoever that performer was, he
Amazing.
Needs a raise because he was Beetlejuice.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And again, big shout out to Hollow Gelato for making this trip happen. And Adam, I know you're watching from upstairs. I will continue to make you proud, to make you happy, and to live my life to the fullest in honor for your memory. 100%.
Couldn't say it any better.
100%. Yeah. But everybody have a wonderful night, and we will see you guys tomorrow night. Peace out.